Welcome back to video number 7, where we're going to dive into layer 1s and layer 2s. So, let's imagine blockchains as cities. A layer 1 is the main city, the foundation. Ethereum is a city, Bitcoin is a city, Solana is a city. Each has its own roads, its own rules, its own way of verifying that transactions are legitimate. These cities are secure, they've been stress tested for years, billions of dollars flow through them. But here's the problem, they're getting crowded. When too many people try to use the city at once, traffic jams happen. On Ethereum, this means transaction fees spike, sometimes to ridiculous levels. I've seen people pay $50 in fees to send $20 worth of crypto. That's obviously not sustainable, especially for everyday transactions and smaller organizations or users. So here's where layer 2s come in. If layer 1 is the main city, layer 2 is like a network of express trains built on top of it. Most of the activity happens on the trains, fast and cheap. But the trains still connect to the main city. They still use the city's security, they just handle most of the traffic off the congested streets. So here's a practical analogy. Imagine you and 20 friends go out to dinner and decide to split the bill. You could each pay the restaurant separately. 20 transactions, 20 fees, 20 chances for something to go wrong. Or one person could collect everyone's share, then make a single payment to the restaurant. Layer 2s kind of work similarly. They bundle up lots of transactions, process them quickly and cheaply, then periodically settle with the layer 1, posting a summary that includes cryptographic proof that everything happened correctly. The result? Transactions that cost dollars on Ethereum might cost fractions of a penny on Celo, Optimism, or Arbitrum, which are all layer 2s built on top of Ethereum. They have the same security model, same decentralization, but are just more efficient. So for social impact applications, this matters a lot. When you're doing micropayments to farmers or distributing small grants to community projects, transaction fees can't eat up the transfer. Layer 2s make these use cases viable. Celo, which I gotta say is probably my favorite of the L2s, is an interesting example. It started as its own layer 1, focused on mobile payments and financial inclusion in emerging markets. More recently, it transitioned to becoming an Ethereum layer 2. Why exactly? Because Ethereum's security and ecosystem have become so robust that building on top of it makes more sense than going it alone. You might also hear about layer 3s, which are essentially specialized environments built on top of layer 2s. Think of them as specific express lines for particular use cases, like gaming or social applications. We're still early here, but the pattern is clear. The blockchain ecosystem is evolving into a layered architecture where different levels handle different needs. The key thing to remember in all this is that layer 1s provide security and finality, and layer 2s provide speed and low cost. They work together, not in competition. The blockchain future is likely a multi-layer ecosystem, where different applications find their home at the level that makes sense for them. And this may sound really convoluted, but it's also important to note that there are a lot of great projects out there working on interoperability tools that allow you to work between the different L2s, as opposed to them being their own silos. So, there's lots to be excited about in this space, but let's wrap this video up with a few key takeaways. Number 1. Layer 1s like Ethereum and Bitcoin are the secure foundations, the main cities. Number 2. Layer 2s are built on top, handling transactions faster and cheaper while inheriting L1 security. Number 3. For social impact, L2s make micropayments and small transactions economically viable. And number 4. The future is multi-layered, different applications at different levels based on their needs. So thank you so much for joining for video number 7 on layer 1s and 2s. This is the last video of this series, pending we don't add more in the future, but we hope to see you in the course modules where we're going to dive a bit deeper into some of the most exciting use cases that all this technology unlocks for nonprofits and impact builders. So we'll see you there.